Howdy folks, you're watching Deuce and Guns, and today I'm going to show you how to lubricate all the different zerk fittings on the Deuce and a half. What I'll be using is a Lincoln grease gun. I've been using this for a couple of years now. It is excellent, high quality. Well, it's a high quality for the average Joe. I'm sure there's some nicer units out there, but this is good enough for Joe consumer like me and you. You can find them at Napa, by the way. And I put a flexible hose on here because there are some areas around universal joints that are very difficult to get to underneath the Deuce and a half. Now, the number of zerk fittings, there's between 20 and 25. I've never kept count, and I always end up walking away from the job and realizing later, oh crap, I forgot X, Y, and Z. Hopefully that didn't happen this time, but probably it will happen this time. So keep track, between 20 and 25 different zerk fittings underneath there. So if you don't know what a zerk fitting is a little fitting that goes into a bearing surface that needs grease. And it makes that bearing surface re-greasable, where you can pump more grease into the system. And it's just basically a check valve where you can force grease through, and then a little ball behind a spring is forced back and seals it off. And I almost forgot, I'm gonna be very sluggish during this video because I just ate a whole pizza. I came up to the farm, I was starving, grabbed the pizza right before I came up here and ate the whole thing. And here's photo evidence of that pizza. Now, I posted that picture online, and a good friend of mine actually mentioned, hey, that's not an MRE, that's a PRE, pizza, ready to eat. I told him I would steal that, and well, I'm gonna give him credit, That was a good joke. All right, now let's get to it. Okay, first things first is the front zerk fitting on the front pivot point of the suspension, the actual leaf springs. This is the passenger side. The driver's side looks like identical. First, we'll start off with cleaning these off, because these are just covered in gunk and crusty everything, so get those nice and clean. That's good enough. Boy, it needed it. It needed it. Now let's see. I usually like to see it come out the other side. Oh, there it is. You guys saw that before I did. All right, so that's fully lubed. Oh, there we go. And the driver's side is identical, just mirror image. So I'm going to go ahead and lube that up as well. And now on the driver's side, we have the steering linkage here, which we have a zerk fitting there and a zerk fitting back here. And now we're in the darker portion of the Deuce and a Half's underbelly. So I've got my light on here, my O-light headlamp, working very well. We have two zerk fittings for the rear leaf spring attachment. We got one here, another pivot point right here. I'm not sure if I'll be showing every single lubrication point here because that's going to get boring really quick for you guys. And now on the passenger side, for some reason, they put 90 degrees on there. Why they have 90 degree zerk fittings on one side and not the other, no idea. And now we're around where the spare tire is, around, oh, just behind the cab, or right under the back end of the cab. And we have the parking brake drum right here and two zerk fittings on the parking brake hinge, or pivot point. So go ahead and clean those off here. Well, there's two individual ones, I do not know, but that's the way it's designed. So already, hopefully you can see those. I've repositioned your camera here so you can see what I can see, hopefully. We've got a zerk fitting here for the drive shaft and another zerk fitting right here for the universal joint. Come on, there we go. Wow, that was empty. I hear it popping out now. There we go. All right, that's good. Now we have some more zerk fittings up here regarding the emergency brake again, because we need a minimum of 17 zerk fittings degrees for the parking brake. Okay, two more zerk fittings for the emergency brake or a parking brake. There's one right there, and there's one up here too. Luckily they're 90-degree angle, so I can get to them pretty easily. Wow, we need 4 different greasable fittings for the emergency brake or the parking brake. I do not know, but again, I did not design this thing. Okay. Sorry guys. And we should have some more grease fittings back here. There we go. We got one right here on the universal joint. And that takes care of all the lubrication points underneath the Deuce and a half. Let's see, let's do a little mental checklist here and make sure I didn't miss anything. We got the front suspension. We've got the drive shafts going forward and back of the transfer case. We got the drive shaft and all the universal joints between, well, all of them, you know, from the transfer case all the way back to the second rear axle. We have the parking brake, all the parking brake lubrication points, all that's taken care of. Let's see, we got the winch. The winch has a drive shaft that goes from a transfer case all the way to the winch itself. I forgot to do that. And I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I forgot to do the drive shaft between the transmission and the transfer case. It's got 2 universal joints and a drive shaft about yay big. All right, back underneath the Deuce. This is a drive shaft that comes off the transfer case and comes all the way forward in front of the front axle to drive the winch. The zerk fitting's way up here, so we won't be able to see that. I won't be able to see it either. I'm just going to do this blind. Go ahead and clean off that zerk fitting. I'm not even sure if I can get to that. I'm really not sure if I can get to that one or not. A very small universal joint. Oh, come on. No, I cannot get to that one. Okay, neutral, put that on there. Alrighty, now let's go ahead and grease this sucker up. Alright, grease started coming out. We're good there. We have another one back here. In the back, exact same situation. I'm going to go ahead and grease that as well. Now that is everything that I need to lubricate underneath the Deuce and a half. I believe that is absolutely everything on there. Oh man, I really wish I didn't eat an entire pizza before I did this. I'm regretting that decision. Alrighty. Well guys, what do you think about that? Are you up to the challenge of lubricating a Deuce and a half on a regular basis? Obviously I've not been, because I've been kind of neglecting that myself. So I need to do that more often, make sure that this Deuce lives or outlives me, which it probably will anyway. Well guys, if you like this, go and give me a like and go up and subscribe. A lot more is on the way. And remember, I also do a lot of videos on shooting, on flashlight reviews like this Olight flashlight. I'll be doing a review on that later on, or might already have. I'm not sure when this video will come out. But make sure you tune in every single week, because I do have a new video out on shooting the Deuce and a half, not shooting the Deuce and a half, just shooting or the Deuce and a half, reloading ammunition, flashlight reviews, or any kind of weird thing around the farm that I see. So make sure you hit that subscribe button right here. That'll keep you up to date with all my future videos. Well guys, you guys have a great day. See ya.